guys, another video and I'm back in a video today. I'm getting to a video about the Penrith Panthers, whether I think they are genuine premiership contenders or not. So yeah, let's get into the video, shall we? So I just want to start off with the first thing I really want to start off with the Penrith Panthers is just the way they've really changed their attack. So coming from last year, as maybe some people can remember or not, the Penrith Panthers could not score more than 20 points in a game. Like that was just shocking, that stat. They just couldn't score points. They really struggled. I mean, they had Nathan Cleary and James Maloney and all that, but just Maloney was out for most of the year in 2019. He played some games, not many. Nathan Cleary was just a little too inconsistent and just didn't have enough support around him, and just wasn't enough creativity around Cleary, But this year they've added like a new attacking dimension to the game, like Episode Coruscant, who is probably arguably the best buy of the year so far, in my opinion. He's definitely changed the way Penrith Panthers maybe played, and also mainly the way they attack. And it's just a fantastic signing overall, I think. Episode Coruscant. As a Manly fan, I'm disappointed to lose him, but he's doing some good things at Penrith, and Penrith really need him, and I think he's made a big difference at Penrith. He's just a smart footy player. Not just his attack is really good for maybe Episode Coruscant, but also his defense in the middle. I mean, he's a really good defender at Episode Coruscant. He's just a terrific footballer overall. So that's a good thing about Episode Coruscant. Not just his attack is great, it's his defense as well. And I think he's really and I think what maybe influenced him to move to Penrith before he nearly went to the Bulldogs, because as maybe some of you remember, he nearly went to the Bulldogs Episode Coruscant, but just a last minute decision by him was to go to Penrith, and I think Ivan Cleary convinced him to come over. And I think also the main person who convinced Episode Coruscant to go to Penrith was probably Trent Barrett. And speaking about Trent Barrett, I think he's also another he plays a key role in the Penrith Panthers attack this year. I think Trent Barrett's an awesome attacking coach, but he's not a first grade coach. No way he's a first grade coach. He's really flunked that before at Manly. I don't think he has what it takes to be a head coach. He doesn't have what it takes, unfortunately, but he's a good assistant. I think he's really working well with Ivan Cleary and Cameron Silverado, both assistant coaches. Him and Silverado are the assistant coaches, and as you know, Ivan Cleary's a first grade coach. Sorry, but yeah, and I think Trent Barrett has really done a lot with Penrith, but I think he's really influenced the way Nathan Cleary is now playing. You can just see that Nathan Cleary's taking his game to another level. He's just majorly improved as a footballer overall, Nathan Cleary. Just the way he attacks, his attacking reads are really great. He's got that really strong combination with Villemai Kikau. And a lot of Kikau's tries come off Nathan Cleary, so that's a good combination on that left-hand side. And just, I think Nathan Cleary's just, overall he's mature as a footballer. But, it's not just Nathan Cleary who's been influenced by Trent Barrett, and Trent Barrett's really made an effect on Nathan Cleary. It's not just him who he's made an effect on. It's also Jerome Luai, I think, and Matt Burton. But start with Jerome Luai. I think last year Luai did great things in the sixth role, but often got a bit in trouble because of his discipline issues. But he's really fixed that this year, and he's a really he's a talented footballer, no doubt about it. But last year obviously wasn't his greatest year, but he did have a good few moments in 2019. But 2020, he just evolved his game even more and more, and he's just looking like he's a really really mature. He's only young still, but he's really come a long way, I think. Jerome Luai, he's you gotta watch out for him in another few years, because he would right up there with the best maybe halves in the game, or best 5/8 in the game possibly. So he'll only get better than Jeremy Luai. And with Matt Burton, I think at a time this year when Jerome Luai was out for Penrith, Matt Burton really gave Jerome Luai a run for his money for the number 6 role at 5/8, and I think Matt Burton came reasonably close to claiming the 5'8" role, but I think obviously Luai was just maybe the better choice overall. But Matt Burton has a lot to offer. I think his kicking game is very strong, and he's a pretty smart footballer. And I saw at one stage that he was looking for a new club, Matt Burton, because he wasn't getting the opportunities that he thought he deserved. And I think clubs like maybe the Bulldogs could really use his services, and a few other clubs. But no doubt at this time, with Matt Burton not getting much opportunities, he'll be chased. I think Matt Burton. I think a lot of clubs will chase him because he's such a talented footballer and he has a lot to offer in first grade. I think. So I think Trent Barrett has made a very positive influence on the Penrith's halves, and he's really. I think he was the main person in influencing Appy Psychiatrist when it comes to Penrith, and you can see just with the signing of Appy and the gaining of Trent Barrett as a assistant coach, both very good attacking. Both good in attack. I think that's something big for Penrith this year. I think that's the reason why they've scored that's probably one of the reasons why they got 50 scored 50 against Cronulla, or just scoring more points in general. I think so well done to Penrith, and getting Coruscant, and especially well done to Trent Barrett. I'm not a fan of Trent Barrett much, but I still congratulate him on kind of reviving his career a little bit, even though it's only an assistant coaching role. But he's revived his career in terms of just making Penrith a different team and the way they play. But the other thing I want to start with is their Penrith's Panthers forward pack, and I think that the forward pack that Penrith Panthers have now is definitely a premiership winning forward pack. I mean, I'm not saying that forward pack will win a premiership together, but it's definitely a premiership winning forward pack when you're looking on paper. I mean, your props. You've got James Tarmer, who's represented New South Wales. He's represented Australia. He's played state of origin, like I already said, New South Wales. He's captain of Penrith as well. So, and he's a good leader, I think, as well. And he's taking his game to another level this year, James Tarmo. I've always rated James Tarmo. I've always been a big fan of him. He's won a premiership, the Cowboys, before. He's a consistent player, Tarmo. He's going to give you 100%, and I think he's always a very informed front rower in the game. You go for the hooker, Apisai Coruscant, who's probably a top 10 hooker. He's just a fantastic hooker overall. Appy, he's got natural footy skills. He's just a great footballer. And then you got James Fisher-Harris, who's arguably one of the best young front rowers in the game. He's representing Kiwis. I think he's represented Maori All Stars before. He's gonna be something to look out for in the future. James Fisher-Harris, don't you worry. He's got a lot of potential. Fisher-Harris. He made his debut in 2016, and I remember it was against the Sharks, and Sharks were on red hot form then, and he got like 2 tries or 1 try in that game for James Fisher-Harris in debut. It was a pretty solid debut by James Fisher-Harris against Sharks in 2016. So, he has a lot to offer still at a young age. And in the back row, he's got Villamai Kikau, and it's Kurt Capel, the other one, but Kurt Capel's out, and playing in the back row at the moment is Liam Martin. So, I mean, Kikau's just, who can stop him? Only a few players can stop Villamai Kikau, either close to the line or far out. Kikau is just a threat, natural threat of a footballer. Scary player. You'd not want to take him on one-on-one, I don't think. He cannot stop him. You just can't. Only a few players can. And Liam Martin, and I think Liam Martin's definitely happy that Trent Barrett's at the club, because in case you didn't know, Liam Martin and Trent Barrett are actually related, because Liam Martin's uncle was actually Trent Barrett, and they're related. I never knew that. I actually learnt that back in 2018 that they were related, Trent Barrett and Liam Martin. I saw it in a story somewhere that they are related somehow. But he's a great football Liam Martin. He's just so hard to stop with his aggression. He's a strong footballer. He's just a great young player as well. We've got a few good players, Penrith. Great young players, and they'll all reach their potential one day. But a lot of them are showing a lot of promise. I'll tell you that right now. And I think this guy, and we're going with the lock position, Isaiah Yeo, and I think this guy's in career best form at the moment. He's just been so good. I think if you're on Supercoach, you would want to put him in your team from every week, I think, or most weeks, because Isaiah Yeo is a very consistent player. He's solid, and plus he doesn't do much wrong in his game. Isaiah Yeo, he does. He like I say, he doesn't do much wrong. He's always giving 100%. I think he was always a good back rower and also a good fill-in centre when there was injuries in the back line for Penrith. But I think, this is his new position at lock. I think he really suits the middle. He's in career best form. He's just he's really worked hard this year, and he's shown a lot. I think he's definitely in contention for lock of the year. But there's a few other names there, like Cameron Murray, Jake Trbojevic, who could win lock of the year. But I give Isaiah Yeo a good chance to win that position of being lock of the year in the Daily M's. But he's just had a great year so far. Isaiah Yeo, it's good to see. He's represented Samoa in the past. It's been very unlucky not to represent New South Wales yet in Australia, but I think that I could see his time coming very soon, actually. If not, it could be this year. Makes his State of Origin debut. You never know. But he's been unlucky. But he's but look, I think he'll come close to rep honours in the future. But no, he's had a good year, Isaiah Yeo, which is good to see. And now, done and dusted the forwards, just getting to the back line for Penrith. So, I mean, Dylan Edwards, okay, nothing special, but you know what? He's had a very solid year in 2020. He's also changed his game a little bit. I don't know if he's a premiership winning fullback. I don't know if I can see him winning a premiership, but he's he's showing a lot. I think he's doing enough to show he can win a premiership at fullback for Penrith. But I don't know. I think he's just solid. That's all he is, pretty much solid. But you know what? He's attacking rates for Penrith at the back are very strong. I know his defense isn't great, but his attacks improved immensely. And I think Dylan Edwards, he's definitely come a long way. I know a lot of people have rubbished him in the past. A lot of people have kind of shitted on him, but I think that happens, and players learn from it. He's had a lot of mistakes. I know that he's not a great footballer, but he's come a long way, Dylan Edwards, and it's good to see. And then you get with the wingers Brian To'o and James Josh Mansell, not James Mansell, Josh Mansell. Josh Mansell. Look, I think this is his best year. This is just my opinion. Okay. But this year is probably Josh Mansell's best year since 2016. I know that Josh Mansell is probably not in the frame to be playing rep footy. He could be, you never know, but I don't think he is so far in the frame to play rep footy, because there might be other players or other names in front of him to do that. But he's right up there, I reckon. Josh Mansell. He's a solid player. He's had a pretty good year in 2020. He's been around for a while. He's very experienced. I think he's having one of his best years yet so far, Josh Mansell. And then you get with the other winger, Brian To'o, who's one of the most exciting young players and talent in the game. Great finish on the wing. He's very strong as well. He's very fast. He's just a fantastic natural footballer. And now, just the last player I want to talk about in the back line for Penrith is this man. This man could win Rookie of the Year this year, and that is Stephen Crichton. And what a year he's had! What an amazing dream sort of year he's had in 2020. He's just so hard to stop. It's crazy how good he's been going in his rookie year this year, and he made his debut in the last round of 2019 against Newcastle Knights. That was his debut year in the last round of 2019. And in 2020, he's come with an absolute bang. He's been awesome. He's just been, yeah, he's looked great. In case you didn't know, he has a brother already playing in the NRL, Christian Crichton, who's at the Bulldogs. So, yeah, and he's been linked to Bulldogs because of Christian Crichton, his brother. He might go there, you never know. But I think Penrith should really try and lock him up because he's the future for Penrith, I think. And he has a lot of promise, Stephen Crichton. So I reckon he's right up there to win Rookie of the Year. He's had a fantastic year, so well done to him. But you know what? Overall, do I think Penrith have what it takes to win the premiership? Yes, I do. I think they can win the premiership this year. I don't. I'm not tipping them to win the premiership, but I think they can. That they have the potential. They've already knocked off the two biggest teams in their comp, Melbourne Storm and Sydney Roosters. So that's something right there. Yeah, and I think during the preseason they've worked really hard together. They really come as a group. The young players have come a long way. I think they've really matured as footballers, each and every single one of them. And yeah, I think Penrith. I definitely give Penrith a really good chance to win it this year. I think they can do it this year. They got the potential, got the team. Maybe some things they could fix. Maybe at fullback. Maybe the centre pairing, just maybe staying solid and who's going to be the centres, like because Dean Wire, Brent Naden, who kind of constantly switching around that role. Who knows? But I think Panthers could win it this year. They've got the team and. Yeah, they've just come a long way, I think, Panthers, and they've always been pretty solid, but this 2020 has been a great year for them. This is probably Penrith's best start since 2014, I think, when they made top four, so good times at Penrith if you're a Penrith supporter. So I think Penrith are genuine premiership contenders. That's my answer. That yes, they are genuine premiership contenders. So guys, you can let me know in the comments down below if you think Penrith are genuine premiership contenders, because I certainly think they are. But you share your thoughts in the comments down below. Guys, later on, I'll be getting into my round 10 NRL review for 2020, so look out for that coming up later on. But guys, until then, peace. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video.